the way that it is that a flip of the coin decides your fate, and you may, I you're gonna have a better probability of winning the football game if you win the coin toss. That's just the way it is.
Yeah,
And
well, you know they
I don't.
changed it so that you have to score a touchdown though. So if they would have went down and kicked the field goal, they don't win. Well, at least hold them to a field goal so that your
Would you
offense
say,
get a chance.
do you think the
Because it's not
probability
it's
though
not
is,
like it used to be. You remember back in the day it was just sudden death. As soon as you scored, the game was over.
which was awful, which
Yeah,
was
that was
awful.
awful. That
Think
was
about it
god
now.
awful.
Some of these guys are able to hit 55 yarders like it's nothing. So they could,
Yo, you remember maybe like 10, 15 years ago, 55, 60 yarders was like nobody would even try
mind.
them.
Yeah, it was
Motherfuckers is hitting
crazy.
65 yarders like it's nothing now, bruh.
It's weird. I don't know what it is. Maybe just more people are coming up and kicking, and the quarterback play is different. It's better now. Mechanics and just the ability to improvise, and it's just
Let me
you
tell
see it,
you,
and you
let me
see it.
tell you why it doesn't work. I for one don't think they should change the rule. The issue is the defense is no longer allowed to play defense. So it's almost like the offense is always going to score. It's hard to stop a team from scoring when you have to let the wide receiver off the line of scrimmage and you can't touch him after 5 yards. You understand?
Yeah,
It's you can't even break up the timing of a passing game anymore because the rules are so set up for the offense to score points that it just does not help the defense when overtime is kicked in. You understand? Like they would have to start letting these guys go back to playing defense if they want them to have a chance in overtime.
which I
You
don't think
can't
they're
hit the
gonna, because
quarterback
they're
too
gonna.
hard. You can't hit the receiver after he catches the ball too hard. You can't chuck the receiver off the line. You can't do this. You can't do that. Like the defense is almost to a point where you have to let the receiver catch the ball and then ask him, "Can I tackle you now?" Or
I
asking the
know,
quarterback, like, "Is it okay if I sack you?" Because
but you
the
know what?
rules, it, huh?
The NFL loves it because it's driving ratings because the games are
Yeah,
more
because everybody thinks that
exciting.
that shit was. I mean, it was a great, exciting game, back and forth. But I still enjoyed the game that I watched between the Niners and Green Bay, where the defense only gave up 13 points. I love shit like that.
Yeah, but that's because we're football nerds. I think the average football fan loves the high scoring, crazy
Yeah,
quarterback play.
but they may have never seen the NFL the way it used to be. Like I personally
Exactly. Yeah.
believe when a wide receiver crosses the middle and he catches it, I believe you're supposed to separate from him from the ball or from his senses. Whatever one comes first. You
Yeah.
a receiver should never, ever, ever be happy when an offensive coordinator calls a slant route. He should come out
It's
the
just
huddle and be like, "Shit."
it's because of the concussions, though, man. The league is just covering itself because
Yeah, that's all
they
they're
don't want
doing because
that.
they're. But the reality, Bobby, you can't stop nobody from catching a concussion. It's a violent game. You ain't seen them people playing hockey change no rules. They still fucking each other up. That's why I
But
like
what
watching hockey.
they're showing that they're doing their due diligence and being making sure like they're covering their bases. What it's
Yeah,
all about is money. It's all about
that's
money in
all.
the
That's
end.
all it's about.
you know so, and they're doing it to keep the game going, keep it as long as it possibly can until
Look how look
somehow
how violent
that
look how violent hockey is, and they play more games. They play more games a week, and nobody's fucking complaining.
that's a crazy sport, man. It's I get a lot of respect for those guys.
Yeah, me
They got
too.
like no
Me
teeth.
too.
It's crazy.
Shit, my damn
um
phone almost fell out of my hand.
so I know this isn't Giants related, but I just want to, we haven't really talked about this, about the like the Chiefs game, the Bills game. This is a weird game. What blew my mind is, one, kicking it out of the end zone with 13 seconds, right? And then the Bills playing the sidelines when they had timeouts. Like,
Yeah,
what
that
are
was
you?
that was the defensive coordinator's calls. I mean, I know a lot of time people like you got to execute the play, but if he's making stupid calls, like you don't guard. What the fuck is he guarding the sidelines for with timeouts? It don't matter where they catch the
It's
ball. They had 3 timeouts.
especially with the amount of time that they had. It's like they're going to use the timeout. You know, it was just weird. It was one of the craziest games I've ever seen. It almost seems like I've been, kind of half jokingly saying like this shit seems like it's written, like all these games
Yeah.
coming down to field goals, and it's wild, man. But I wrote up some question or some bullet points if you're down to go over them.
Yeah,
So
definitely, definitely.
we haven't talked since Gettleman
Oh,
retired,
I don't want to talk
which
about
is
Ghetto.
thank God. So we got
Yo, let me tell you
Joe.
something. You know how you about to
Yeah.
do something with your girl and something happens and you go limp for a second? That's what Gettleman does to
Oh,
me.
every
Gettleman
day.
makes me go limp.
Yeah, bro. Flaccid.
I fucking
So
hate him, bro.
Joe, is it Joe Shane? Shane, right? It's not Showing, it's Shane, right?
I don't know how you pronounce it.
I
I
think
thought
it's
it was Shane.
Shane.
I thought it was Shane too.
Yeah. So the rumor right now is like, before we went live, I kind of like briefed myself on like the latest rumors, I guess. So DeBall is supposedly the front runner right now for head coach, but
That's the fat guy, right?
yeah, the Bills offensive coordinator,
Okay.
Brian DeBall or Dable.
Whatever his name
But
is.
they're saying expect to see second interviews from guys like Brian Flores, Dan Quinn.
I
So
don't
that
want Dan Quinn. I
I
don't
don't
want
want
Dan
Dan
Quinn.
Quinn either. I think
And
you're
I
just
don't even
seeing.
know why I don't know why the call went in to interview him. Anybody that blows a lead that like that in the Super Bowl and then the following year not even make it back to the playoffs and they just shit happens. All right, I give you you blew the Super Bowl, whatever. A lot of stupid calls, but whatever. The next year, the next few years, your team didn't even fucking show up for you. Like you couldn't even get them back to the playoffs. I don't want that guy, bro.
Yeah, no. I think they're just doing their due diligence, and they're. I think you're going to see it's going to be Dable. Brian Dable is going to be the head coach, but for me, it's up to him and Flores. I think but I think from what I've been hearing, I think Dable's going to the right choice. But one thing that we got to go over is
Oh, I'm sorry, not to cut you off. I heard Ken
no,
Dorsey
you're
may
good.
be also coming over as the OC. And
Yes.
that would be a good look because we need an OC who knows how to work with a quarterback.
Now, what's strange is Patrick Graham is getting an interview as head coach, and he stated that if he doesn't get the head coaching job, which he's not, we everyone, and I mean, if he got the head coaching job, I think the fan base would just explode. Um,
You talking about the head coach's job here
Patrick Graham had an interview.
for us?
Yes.
Don't tell
Yeah.
me stuff like that. You fucking my night up, bro.
Well, but they're just bringing in guys basically. I don't think I think everyone knows that he's not going to get the job, but he says that he's interested in staying as defensive coordinator for another year. Do we want that?
No, no. Listen, man. Listen. I don't. I don't want any. And I will give him credit for certain games. She said Gettleman was like having a UTI on your wedding night.
Ooh,
Oh, that's
you guys are
hilarious.
crazy.
That's hilarious. Listen, man. Patrick Graham's defense was nothing special enough to keep him here. They did when we played lesser quarterbacks, we sometimes got beat by them. You didn't know if the Giants defense was going to show up or not. Let's keep it 100. You didn't know which defense was going to show up on Sundays. Was it the defense that could possibly keep you in games? Or was it the defense that doesn't tackle, can't stop anybody on third down, doesn't get a rush on the passer, doesn't do anything right? So he's inconsistent at best. I don't need him here, bro. We can just move the fuck on and move on from
Yeah,
any and
no,
everybody that was here.
I'm with you on a complete.
What
I
up,
wouldn't
Jay?
absolutely hate it. If you noticed at the beginning of the year, that first game, we were running a lot of man coverage and we had no pass rush, so we had to switch, and he switched like that to that zone defense, and it was just, I don't like it. I don't know if we should be in the 3-4, the 4-3. I think that's gonna obviously depend on who's coming in. But I thought it was interesting though that he is getting the interview and that he would stay as defensive coordinator. But I wonder, I haven't really heard much of which way we're going or any rumors. I have no idea. But after with that being said, I want to move to something else. Will Daniel Jones be the guy?
Man, I don't even know if Daniel Jones is gonna be here. I don't even know if Daniel Jones will be able to play. I tell you one thing that I want. This is 100% what's going to happen. From what I've been hearing all over YouTube, I'm on like
The
giant
injury.
shit. Not so much the injury as I heard the front office asked the GM candidates how do they feel about Danny Jones, and every one of them that they interviewed said they believe they could work with him. For some reason, around the NFL, he's looked at as a I won't say great, but a lot of people seem to believe he's a good quarterback. Like the word around the league is GMs feel like he hasn't had a fair shot, and I just don't understand that thinking, bro. I don't know what it takes for you to see that the guy is a backup at best. I don't know what it takes for you to see that it doesn't matter how the offensive line or wide receivers were playing. A lot of things he did was because of him. He doesn't read the defense right. He stares at receivers too long. There's no pre-snap adjustments. He can't hold on to the ball. He's the turnover machine. That shit ain't on the offensive line, bruh.
And when there is pre-snap adjustments, they're the wrong call.
The wrong
Time and
call,
time
bro.
again, he audibles into something that gets blown up. But yeah, after seeing the way Joe Burrow played without, he had no offensive line, bro, and that he's
And no
slinging it.
excuses.
No,
Yeah,
that kicking ball. So yeah, so I mean, I think the smart thing I think what they're going to do is I think this year is probably going to be a wash. I mean, I don't have any stock in it. I mean, I think what's going to happen is what you're going to see is DJ's going to start. We're going to have a veteran come in and put competition. If DJ can't perform in the first few weeks, you're going to see a change, right? And
yeah, I can see that happening.
if we don't make a move for one of these, big name quarterbacks, which I don't think the value is smart to do, giving up like early first round capital to get guys in their 30s or a guy that has
I
19
wouldn't do
sexual allegations like that. It's just no, it's not even. I think he has 19, bro. But yeah, it's crazy. And I mean, I don't think the Giants would ever
They're never
even
anybody
with
who are
Watson.
having
No.
wet dreams about having Deshaun Watson over here. Wake up, change your draws
Yeah.
because it's not happening.
Yeah.
It is 100 not happening. That's my qualm with him too. He's inconsistent. That is my issue with him. That's my issue with about 90% of the players on this team. They're inconsistent. Some of them are just not good. Some of them are overpaid, and some of them are just inconsistent. And it's fucking and what gets me about DJ and the fans in this group about DJ, the minute he has a good game, it's like, oh, I told you. Then he follows up one good game with 3 bad games. I need it to be the other way around, bro. I need 4 or 5 good games. Then you might have a fucked up game. I get it. But we need more consistency of good games over bad games. We're just not getting it, bro. It's just he's honestly had nothing but excuses since he's been a Giant, bro.
So if you're GM, say you're GM, what do you do about the quarterback position for week 1?
Well,
Where would you go?
I honestly, because of the cap situation and just because of the way shit is, first of all, I know I need to build my team. Um, I got 2 first-round picks. I'm not giving that shit away, like you said, for none of these quarterbacks. I'm not expected to be good this year anyway. You got to pass on this year. I'm building this team, and I'm going to build this team. And by building this team the way I think I need to build it, and if I see this quarterback can't play, then I know next year I need to get me a quarterback. But what I would do is if DJ's not the answer this year, I would draft the quarterback next year, but I also would get me a veteran quarterback that can give me a year while the next guy learns.
Yeah. I mean,
That's what I would do.
There's some guys. It's just that no one really, sticks out to me in this. I mean, you got like a project guy like Malik Willis, who could potentially drop to the second round. I don't see it. I mean, he could go in the first. It's hard to say. It's really hard to say. I like that Matt Corral kid. A lot of people like Kenny Pickett. It's just I think the smart thing to do is build this O line, right? And then there's zero excuses week one. You
Zero
can't,
excuses.
and if DJ comes out slinging it, bro, then word, sick, But
Let's get it. Let's get
let's
it.
get it. But we gotta address this O line. This O line is
I would
is
spend my first 2 draft picks on O-line. I swear to God. Those first 2 first-round picks, I'm not trading back. I ain't interested in getting more players. I'm getting 2 really good offensive linemen in the first round. The only way I'm trading one of those first-round draft picks is if I can get a world-class veteran offensive lineman from another team. If I can't, then I am using both of them on the offensive line.
yeah. Yeah, no, I'm with you. The only way I'm not going with both picks for O-line is if either Thibodeau or Hutchinson, where they're the 2 pass rushers, are there at 5. They're not going to be there. They're not going to be there though. So it's you got to go O-line. I see a lot of people are huge on Lindenbaum. He's like he like wrestled in college and high school, and he's like he's a beast. But a lot of people say that I don't know if it's his technique or what, but yeah, we got to go
That's what
O-line.
coaching. That's what coaching is
Yeah.
for.
Now, yeah,
Yo,
who do
Edward,
we
what's
have?
up? Edward, what's good, baby? I had
Uh,
to give my man Edward a shout out. He live in my complex, man. What's good, E?
oh, really? No way.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I think that's where we're gonna, and the back end of the draft, I think it's up in the air. I see us potentially taking a tight end. I see, a linebacker.
Oh,
Um,
fuck,
what we have so many needs.
I forgot. Not that I'm like, oh fuck, we getting rid of Evan Ingram. He can go. I forgot how, like, I literally, because I've been so happy because let me tell you why I wanted the GM for Buffalo over the GM. I'm gonna explain my logic to a lot of people. Maybe some of y'all agree with me, maybe y'all won't, but I'm gonna explain why I wanted the GM from Buffalo. First of all, I wanted him because he's been the assistant GM. A lot of the other guys were personnel guys, like, head scout, head this, which is fine. That means you know how to find talent. I was okay with that. But this guy also was a scout at one point. But what I liked about him, like what I told you, is Buffalo is balanced on both sides of the ball, right? Their offense is top. I believe their offense and defense is in the top 10, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but they played low. They played the Jets twice. They played a rookie in Mac Jones twice. They were high up there, but it's hard to. I talked to a Bills fan about this, and he says that the defense actually isn't as good. It's there. It's better than us. But yeah,
Shit,
no,
we better than us.
yeah. So I don't know. It's hard to judge because they've had a really poor schedule. And you saw how they played against the Chiefs, but the Chiefs are the Chiefs. But no, I know what you're
Oh, but
saying.
the Chiefs are the Chiefs. They're gonna make every defense look like that.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess
But
my thought process was he built out. I wanted a GM that can build on both sides of the ball, opposed to just one side of the ball. You know what I mean? Like, DJ's our quarterback. We don't have an Aaron Rodgers. We don't have Patrick Mahomes. We don't have a quarterback good enough where he can protect our sins on defense. So I wanted a guy who could build an offense and a defense so we could be balanced. You understand? So that's why I was happy with this guy being a GM, because I feel like he can do that. And listen, I don't want Evan Ingram back at all. Like, oh my God. But it just dawned on me, because I've been so happy about getting this GM, that we have so many holes to fill, bro. Tight end. Then 4 offensive line positions. 4 offensive
yeah, I
line
know.
positions. A tight end. We need linebackers. I don't know if we're gonna bring back the kid we just got from Dallas. I forget his name. Jesus Christ, I forgot his. What was his name? The guy with the braids coming out the back of his
Jalen
helmet.
Smith.
Jalen
Jalen
Smith.
Smith.
Yeah. Don't know if we're going to re-sign him. It'd be smart to re-sign him. I know Blake Martinez will be back next year. I feel like him and Blake next to each other can be really, really good. We got to get somebody that can rush the passer. We need another defensive lineman, bro. I don't know if Williams is going to be here. If he's going to be, how long he's going to be here with that massive contract. But at the end of the day, he's literally, and you know how I feel about him. I think he's overrated. I think he's overpaid. But he is clearly our best defensive lineman. Clearly.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
we got to move on from Dexter Lawrence. He's nothing. Why we kept running Austin Johnson out there like he was a real defensive tackle is beyond anything I understand. I think we're okay at corner, and I think we're okay at safety. But the front seven, I won't even say the front seven. The front two defensive linemen, two outside linebackers. No, one. I'm sorry, I forgot we got the kid Olojolari. He's good. Carter got to go.
I'd keep
Jimenez,
Quincy
he
and
got
bring
to
him
go.
back on a rookie deal. I don't know if
Who's
you
that,
like him.
Carter?
I liked him. Quincy
Who's that?
Roche.
Yeah. Quincy Roche can come back. They can bring him back.
Now, Carter only turned – I know he was coming back from an injury, but he turned on the Jets at the end of the year, and I swear to God it's because he's in a contract year.
I don't trust anybody that plays hard in a contract year.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Nobody. I don't trust – because you know why? Again, we talk about the word consistency. If you've been in the league 5 years and 4 out of your 5 years you was an average-ass player, and on your 5th year you became an all-star because it was contract year, I'm going off what I see 4 out of the 5 years. You're an average-ass player. Because every time you pay one of these players, they look like shit.
Yeah. A lot of people are saying that we should switch to the 4-3.
They need to do something because these 3-4 shit ain't working. Yeah, Michael, just like Williams did when he had 12 sacks or 11, how many he had the year before, then all of a sudden this year he can't tackle, he can't get to the quarterback. All of a sudden he can't get to a double team. Well, just all kinds of goofy shit.
He's not there. He's not there when we need him. We can't.
That's my problem.
Third down.
Yes.
It's like where's the pass rush?
Where are you? Where are you on third down?
And the dude's making what, $20 million? It's crazy.
He's the highest paid defensive player in Giants history because Dave Gettleman refused to admit that the trade was a bad trade, so he doubles down on it and makes him the highest paid defensive player in the history of the New York Giants. Do you know how many New York Giants football players have been better than him?
Oh, yeah.
You turned around and paid him more than the Giants paid Michael Strahan.
Yeah, I see. I know what you're saying. I mean, he's way overpaid, but I don't know. It's just what do we do? What are we? Is there anybody free agency? Like what? I don't understand because if we don't have this game is like I say it every podcast. This game is still one of the trenches. If we can't get to the quarterback, we will not be a successful team. And if we can't protect the quarterback,
he makes other players better. That was the shit Gettleman was trying to sell us. Remember that we make other players better.
Yeah, no, because they're saying he gets double teamed, and I get it, but I mean,
I don't want to hear that shit. I just watched Aaron Jones get double team on every play, and he was in the backfield on every fucking play. I don't want to hear that. Yeah. When you want to get paid like you're a top player in this league, I don't want to hear what you're dealing with on Sundays. Get it done. Period.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, especially for that money, I don't think the trade was bad. I think we gave up a third-round pick, but the money we spend to
keep him,
to bring this, it's just dumb,
Absurd.
There's going to be a lot of restructuring. I hope to God we see incentive deals. As for Barkley, Ingram, Shepard's gone. Got to go. Good luck somewhere else.
No, I heard that his contract actually kind of hurts us to let him go. So he might actually be back to get hurt again. So it really doesn't matter. He's not going to play long.
It's just a roster spot, because he's hurt. He gets hurt every, non-contact injuries, contact injuries. Doesn't matter. He's hurt. Dude, he's one concussion. He's one concussion away from, he's been concussed a lot, and
Listen, he gets
uh,
hurt. If he gets up in the morning and signs a check, he hurts himself.
yeah, yeah.
Anything he does, he hurts himself, bro.
I know, dude. It's bad. All right. So, did you see Kadarius Toney got his New York City
Got
tatted
who?
on his back?
He got what?
New York City tatted on his back, tattooed on his back.
Dude, dude, that's
Weird,
fine.
right?
I don't care what
OBJ
people
did
do with their
that.
personal time.
No,
That's fine with me. I
whatever.
don't
I
care.
mean,
That's fine.
he must like New
My
York then. I
problem
mean,
is
if
you
he's
missed a ton of games.
yeah, yeah,
That's
and
my
in
problem.
college too. So I'm worried about that. That pick might,
That's your boy. That's your boy
But
Gettleman. Let me tell you something. I don't think I don't I don't think I think we missed out on a kid that they wanted that went to Philly and Gettleman didn't know what else to do and just grabbed a wide receiver. I swear to God. I don't think there was
yeah,
any contingency plan because he did not see Philly. First of all, I think Dallas was ahead of us. And I don't believe he saw Philly making a move with Dallas to get that kid. You understand what I'm
I
saying?
didn't. Yeah,
Nobody. I don't even know why wide receiver was on his list, to be honest with you. When in the offseason you got Ross, you had Shepard, you also added Kenny Galladay, Kyle Rudolph. You've added so many receiving threats. I don't know why receiver was on that. You should have went and got Parsons. Period. Point blank. Linebacker should have been on your list. Period.
yeah.
But that's just me.
No, I agree. I mean, I wanted Devontae Smith if at that time, but I mean, yeah, no. If you look at the video of the war room after that pick is made, it looks like there's some tension between Gettleman and Judge and other personnel. It seemed like they weren't happy. You know,
I wouldn't have been
um,
happy. You wouldn't got a gadget player. Like you wouldn't got a gadget player for an offense that doesn't run gadget plays.
for a 1992 offense.
For a 1992 offense. And
Yeah,
listen to y'all, when Bobby say that they are running a 1992 offense, he's not, blowing smoke up your ass. There are NFL players who have been on YouTube saying that Jason Garrett and the Giants were running North Turner's old 1992 offense. Tiki Barber said the Giants are running plays that they ran when he first got in the league. Do you understand what I'm
yeah,
telling you?
yeah. Have you see not Giants related anymore, but Eli Apple.
Yeah,
He's
what
an
about what
idiot.
about that, Bob?
He's an idiot, man. He's just
What did he do?
he went on Twitter. Let me go look him up and tell you what he goes.
You talking about
He
the
was like,
Mama's boy?